Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Excellent, thank you.
I have not seen you in a while. I think you have not been on this stage. You joined us at the other.
We were across the street doing Murphy Brown for 10 years.
Yeah, you shot right next door at the
Yeah.
stage right next door. And Clint Eastwood's bungalow was
Yes,
there?
Clint was in the bungalow right across the street, and my dressing room faced it. And there was a great sort of mystique around Warner Brothers because everyone almost knew not to park in Clint's parking spot because that was his, and he took it very personally. And one poor couldn't find a place to park and parked in Clint's spot to just run in and deliver a package. And Clint arrived at that moment, and this was many years ago, and bashed the window with a baseball bat, and then he left a check for replacement of the window. And so that guy never parked
Wow.
there again.
Yeah, I think it says do not dare park here or something.
Ever, under penalty of everything.
He's calmed down a little bit. I think he's the nicest guy.
He's great,
yeah,
and he's also a brilliant director.
Yeah, he's a fantastic guy, and he feeds the squirrels. The squirrels go inside and eat the nuts right off of his desk. And was he doing that then? The squirrels are so tame. They go he feeds them and he leaves the door open. It's so sweet. It's really cute. So I don't think he would do that again. But,
No. It probably grew in stature over the years as a story.
But it's very funny that he bashed it, then paid for it. I think that's very thoughtful.
It was very fair.
So it was fair. So you have written a beautiful book, and it is called Define Romance. And in it, you talk about a lot of things because your life is fascinating, and you've done a lot of amazing things. But you talk about the incident where. And I don't know how many people remember this, but when Murphy Brown was on the air, Vice President Dan Quayle at the time was...
Anybody know who Dan...
Does anybody remember Dan Quayle? All right. So Dan Quayle attacked the show and attacked you for promoting being a single mom.
Yes.
And it became a huge deal that he attacked the show.
Yes, it was overwhelming, and it became a campaign platform. So it went on for several months, because it went on for the entire presidential campaign, and of course it was a complicated issue, and we were not making light of it.
And then it actually catapulted your show to #2 because of all the attention it got.
Yes, really, he was a gift that kept on giving, as far as I feel.
Fantastic. So you talk about your weight in the book, and you're getting so much attention from that. Do you wish you would not have?
Yeah.
Really?
I just wish someone had saved me from myself. But everybody just said, we respect your artistic process. I was like, what? Anyway, people, as I got older, which is now extremely old, I began to put on weight, and my friends who did not put on weight, I saw were taking extraordinary measures to keep their weight down. And they were, for instance, not eating, and if they did eat, they would throw up after the occasional meal. And it was just a bridge too far for me. So I continued eating, and so I put on about 25 pounds. And I'm not thrilled about it, but it's also, I'd rather live.
Yeah. Well, you look fantastic, by the way. You do. Better to be healthy than too thin, you know?
Yes.
I think being too thin really ages you, too. I don't think you look as healthy when people are too thin. I think you look fantastic.
Bless you.
You do. You look great. You're so honest about everything. And you talk about Botox and how it's dangerous. They have to be really careful with that, right?
Yes. The first time I had Botox injections, I fainted. And so then so the doctor would get her out of here. So then I went back again. And the second time, she said, okay, you have to be upright for 4 hours. Otherwise, the Botox can slosh into your brain and paralyze you. So those are instructions that you take very seriously. So I went into the elevator, and I was holding my dark glasses, and I dropped them in the elevator. And so I couldn't bend over to get them, so I had to slide down and feel for my glasses on the floor. And the other people in the elevator didn't even look. It was just another woman who had her shots.
Right. They weren't going to tip over either.
Yeah.
Everybody was just feeling it. That's so funny that you have those warnings and you're like, oh, go ahead, shoot it in my face. That seems totally fine. Well, it's amazing, and the love story between you and your husband and your daughter and everything. It's a beautiful book and a great read. And it is called A Fine Romance. It's in bookstores now. You're all going to go home with a copy.